Welcome back. This is Si Wing Yi from the Yi Real Estate Network. And here we go again, my weekly YouTube videos. By the way, I believe I'm the only person in the YouTube channel that are going over on a weekly basis on the most current real estate trends, what's going on. I'm not only helping people to educate about what's going on in real estate. I'm helping primary home buyers, owner-occupied types. Also, I'm helping real estate investors to target which area of the U.S. to buy and why. So for that reason, for those reasons, I'm very, very happy and blessed to share, both sides of the pendulum on how primary home buyers and potential real estate investors, especially beginners investors, to create wealth for themselves long term. Right. So without further ado, let's today's topic. I'm going to use the Redfin report, like I use quite often on a monthly basis. And today's title that came out just yesterday, published November 29th, 2022 by Redfin. Home buyers are looking to relocate to affordable areas, especially in Florida, amid high rates prices. By the way, over the years, actually for more than 20 years, myself and my organization has helped thousands of real estate investors. Most of them come from California to buy out-of-state cash flow properties in prudent, affordable markets in the U.S. for many, many years. And Florida is one of the prime locations that our hundred investors have actually, through my guidance, have purchased out-of-state cash flow properties. They buy entry-level homes that can cash flow. So it's a very, very, has been a very amazing ride, and the ride continues. So Florida, similar to Texas, obviously has been growing consistently for many, many years. And now the last few years, especially during the pandemic, it's clearly Florida is number one fastest growing real estate population-wise and job-wise in the country. And Texas is not far behind. So today we could focus on Florida. Just like everywhere else, Florida has gone through a little bit of real estate correction, but nothing is stopping Florida from continuing to do very, very well moving forward. So today I'm going to go over one more reason why, according to Redfin. So Redfin says coastal Florida is especially popular even after getting pummeled by Hurricane Ian. That's right. People have very short memories. And Hurricane Ian is a once in a century occurrence. And hopefully in the future, we can only cross our finger that no major hurricane gonna hit in a particular parts of Florida. So again, that's not gonna stop people from moving there for many, many reasons. So let's go on. So nearly one quarter, which is 24% of the US home buyers, look to move to a different metro area in the 3 months ending October 2022. That is up 18% from 2019 before the pandemic ushered in the remote work area that gave many Americans more flexibility to relocate. As this chart shows, the increasing migration of people moving, according to Redfin, moving to more affordable areas from various parts of the United States. So in the article further state that many of those people migrating are seeking relative affordability. They're looking for lower housing costs. And as the past 8 to 9 months, the mortgage rate has risen to near 7%. And also the skyrocketing of home prices that has occurred during the pandemic boom has made many parts of the country very, very expensive. And the average 30-year mortgage rate was around 6.9% in October. Recently, this past month in November, the rate has gone down to approximately 6.6% for those people with good credit. However, but the shock of the increasing interest rate from early this year from 3.07% earlier a year ago to current rate of 7% is like 3.83% percentage point increase, which is shocked a lot of people and causing people to have this just cause people to pause, spook everyone. So anyway, so while rates have came down slightly in November, they are still significantly higher than they were last year, obviously. So home buyers are looking to move to the Sun Belt. Okay, that's human nature. People want to live in warm weather, and right now, as we speak, I mean, we're a few days from beginning of December. I mean, so many parts of the country right now is, especially the upper northern half of the U.S., is freezing cold and snowing and all that. So people sick and tired of the cold weather. So on a systematic basis, I foresee for years and years to come, people are going to move into the warmer weather Sunbelt area, especially Florida, according to Redfin. So with that in mind, here are the specifics. In terms of the western region of the U.S., people moving, western region, people moving to Sacramento, Las Vegas, and Miami were the most popular destinations for Redfin.com users, followed by San Diego and Tampa. And I'm going to show you this chart momentarily. Half of the top 10 migration destinations are in Florida, which is in Cape Coral, Northport, Sarasota, and Orlando are on the list a lot. And in addition to Miami and Tampa. So many of our investors, quite a few of them over the past few years, have purchased cash flow properties in the Southwest Florida, Cape Coral, and the suburbs, Northport, Sarasota, and Central Florida, Orlando. So for those of investors that, through our help, have achieved the purchase over the past few years, thank you very much. And you guys really have done very, very well, needless to say. But anyway, that's despite the fact that the state was hit by Hurricane Ian, one of the deadliest, most destructive storms in U.S. history in September. Again, the storm that hit the Southwest Florida area, Cape Coral, but mostly the damaged area was along the coastal area in Sanibel Island and Fort Myers Beach. Inland, if you live 20, 34 miles inland, you're not that much affected by the hurricane, especially for those new homes. The newer homes that are built in Florida, they are built with hurricane resistance. They are they have done well. They have suffered very, very cosmetic, very little damage, those newer homes. But along the coastal areas, obviously, they are very, very hard hit because most of those homes, by the way, most of those homes are in the coastal Sanibel Island and Fort Myers Beach. They are multi-million-dollar homes, but many of them are very, very old, so the insurance not going to cover most of it. So a lot of those homeowners along the coast, they have probably have no choice but they're going to sell their homes at a below market value, and so those investors and those developers with big pockets, wealthy, very, very upscale developers and upscale investors, they're going to buy these kind of homes and rebuild and make it into they're going to do very, very well. And for those mom and pop regular investors out there, you buy inland, right? 30, 40, 50 miles inland, like in Lehigh Acres, LaBelle, Northport, Port Charlotte. So those areas are really fast growing. So the suburbs away from hurricanes doing very, very well in Southwest Florida. Just some some specific news on there. All right. So, and you can cash flow. You can buy the single family home new construction at a very not a very discounted price, at a very good price from the builders around $300,000, and those single family homes are rented for around $2,500. So very good cash flow at 25% down payment, even with a 6 to 7% interest rate. Investors still are doing very well with respect to a little bit of cash flow for the time being. So homeowners, we are also seeing a lot of people migrating still from different areas of the country into Florida, specifically into Southwest Florida. And I will go over that right now. But before we do that, so affordability, Sunbelt metros in the Western region, like I said, Las Vegas, for instance, in Las Vegas, the typical home cost is only around $410,000 as of October, roughly half the price of the typical home in LA, which is $823,000, which is the most common origin for people moving there. So yeah, Las Vegas is taking a slight hit in terms of a home price reduction and what have you. But hey, LA, Southern California is only like a few hours away, so you're still going to see most of the people coming from California still coming to Las Vegas to buy cheaper homes because they're very bullish in Las Vegas, even though it is a cyclical real estate market in Las Vegas, to say the least. So that's not stopping people from buying. A lot of them buying with cash. A lot of people buying with large down payment, and people buying for. Buying Las Vegas vacation homes and primary homes and investment homes as well. So all types. All right, let's go over the top 10 metros home buyers are moving into by net inflow. And as you can see, among the top 10 migration, Florida have, let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the metro top 10 location of the people moving, the home buyers are migrating into, all in Florida. Okay, and the rest are spread out into different Sunbelt areas. Number 1, Sacramento. Most people from obviously, I lived in San Francisco for many years, and I see the migration people leaving San Francisco, Bay Area, not the city of San Francisco, but the Bay Area, which is very large above and beyond San Francisco. We're talking San Jose, the East Bay, Oakland, Fremont, and quite a few areas in San Francisco. So most of them are going to Sacramento, and the rest, smaller percentage of people coming from the Midwest, Chicago, Midwest, coming to Sacramento as well. So go figure. And Las Vegas, because it's such a close proximity to Southern California, most of the migrating people come from Southern California, LA specifically. And Miami, once again, a lot of people from the Northeast, specifically from the New York City area, and the surrounding New Jersey and Connecticut, all the high price real estate. They are migrating to Miami. Miami is one of the fastest growing city in the country. They have not suffered any kind of housing reduction at all. So it's a very vibrant city. Miami is getting to be extremely expensive. It's continuing to be expensive because foreigners, out of the country investors from all over the world are buying multi-million dollars condos and houses in Miami, and also people from all over the country, they want to live in Miami because of the quality of life, I guess. But getting to be very expensive in Miami. But people still moving there. People with deep pockets are moving to Florida, especially Miami. People from LA are moving to San Diego down the road, only an hour and a half down the road from LA. Into San Diego, and also people from Midwest are moving to San Diego as well. And once again, Tampa, Florida, also among the top 10, and a lot of people from the Northeast New York area are moving to Tampa. And with respect to Phoenix, again, Phoenix is so close to California. A lot of people from Southern California are migrating to Phoenix, Arizona. And Cape Coral, like I said, many of our investors have targeted Cape Coral for many, many years. In particular, the past few years, it's still growing very, very fast, even despite the hurricane situation, Ian. But a lot of people from California moved to Cape Coral to retire, to buy vacation home, to buy investment homes, and to live there as a primary homes. A lot of millennials are moving to Cape Coral, Southwest Florida area. A lot of people from the Midwest, Chicago area, moving to Cape Coral. I mean, everybody, people from Northeast, people from the West, people from the Midwest are moving to California. I mean, to Florida, including Southwest Florida, which is will continue to grow very, very fast for years to come, in my humble opinion. Northport, Sarasota is right above Cape Coral, like 30 minutes to an hour above Cape Coral. Is more expensive than Cape Coral, a little bit more expensive. However, Naples, located like 45 minutes below Cape Coral, Naples is like they have like multi-million-dollar homes in Naples. Is a very, very wealthy neighborhood, and Naples have achieved triple-digit appreciation in the past 2 years, similar to Cape Coral in Southwest Florida. And Northport is part of the Southwest Florida corridor. Northport, Sarasota, including Port Charlotte and a few other small submarkets along the coastal Gulf Coast, is growing like mad. So Southwest Florida, on the Gulf Coast of Florida, up the road above Sarasota is in Tampa. So the entire corridor of Gulf Coast, Western Florida, from Tampa to the north, all the way down to Cape Coral to the south of the Gulf West region, is growing like mad. Okay, and finally, the last two, Dallas, Texas, who's moving? People from California moving to Dallas, Texas. Is a huge metro, so that market is going very strong. And the last of the top 10 list of migration is Orlando, Florida, Central Florida. Many of our investors have purchased rental homes in Central Florida and Orlando area, and the Central Florida is growing like mad. It's a suburban growth. A lot of submarkets within the area. Central Florida is growing like crazy for right now and for years to come. So a lot of people from New York, once again, the tri-state area, if you will, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, that tri-state area, we have seen some massive migration of people because of the remote work and a lot of reasons. So buyers are leaving expensive West Coast and East Coast cities again to move to affordable areas. People moving from the Bay Area, from LA, from New York, from Washington, D.C., from Boston, from Chicago. They are all migrating into the Sun Belt, to the Western region, and in particular into Florida. So that is my take on it. Yes, Florida, just like many other places, there are some price correction there, but it's not going to stop the inflow of people moving to Florida, in the pockets of Florida. Central Florida, Southwest Florida is doing very well because the homes are still affordable, even though we have seen quadruple-digit appreciation during the pandemic boom, and yet still have room for growth. Again, the South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that corridor along the Atlantic beach is very, very expensive. I mean, all the locals are being pushed out of the areas from over Florida, actually. So I see all the locals that live in Florida for all these years. They grew up there. They can't afford Florida anymore. So a lot of when you see money inflowing into Florida, people with wealth, people with financial means, then all the locals that have lower fixed income, they can't rent anymore because rental prices have skyrocketed in Florida. So a lot of locals that grew up in Florida, they have to move away to the neighboring state, to Georgia or Alabama or Tennessee, whatever, for home affordability, what have you. So we're seeing migration of different trends, what have you. But for you out there listening to this video, if you are a primary homeowner, if you have the ability to work remotely, if you want to have a much lower cost and very great quality of life and sun belt, great weather all year round, good job growth and population growth, Florida is the place. And so I may be a little bit biased, but I know Florida very well. I have owned a number of rental properties in Florida as we speak. So I'm very biased, but I know what's going on. So and a lot of people are onto it as well. So thank you so much for listening, and hope if you receive a lot of value from this video, please smash the like button and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And finally, you can also sign up for our newsletter on real estate investing with my website below, so you can receive free real estate information on a weekly basis, so you can potentially become a great real estate investor regardless of where you live in the country. Thank you so much. This is Siwin Yi. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video very shortly. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.